I'm Abigail Hart. This is that's my house in Maternal Island way over there. This is my Halloween build for a friend of mine and his server. So we're gonna walk through this really quick so you guys can see it, and then we'll come back through it so I can explain some stuff. But it's best viewed at night, and the entrance is at Robot Dub, because that's his name. Okay, now, that is the actual build. So, that's all the build there is. If you don't actually want to learn anything about the build, then by all means, you don't have to do the re-walkthrough. I just wanted to walk through it the first time without actually saying anything. Okay, so this started with, I redid this area about 5 times, till I got this kind of set up. I like this as the entrance. I had the pumpkins and this kind of stuff, but then decided to go with the black roses because they kill off stuff, and I kind of thought these guys were kind of creepy. That is a blackbird emitter. So if you have a bunch of people here standing around or walking through, those are going to go off a lot. I like the fire stuff and all the it's a very fall sort of feel. And then these guys are kind of creepy. And then this, you know, you kind of wonder what that is, but yeah, come back to that. That's that. So. And then Dub. Dub did not take that long to do. He had a couple concepts, but I went with the robot one. And I liked it. This is almost original, except that it got smaller than the first one I did. And this part used to be almost pitch black, but I got lost in it. I'm like, and I know where I'm going. I put this in just sort of like, I don't know. It was one of the first things I put in, and I left it. It's just kind of cool. I like the broom. I like the, you know, like somebody's down here, you know. And then I'm hoping if somebody goes through this, it does that. And then these might, like, startle them. I really don't know until somebody walks through it besides me. And then this is almost original to what he did. The first time we walked through this, we did not get that many scares. I'm like, what the heck? This is Candy Fang. She is a creator that I know and like. So this is kind of off her name, Candy Fang. And we got cookies because I couldn't figure out how to put candy in here. And that's our first thing. And then we went way down here. And I came across this, so I put glass in. I thought this was really cool looking. And I just left it. And the goats are to Yugua, who is nicknamed the Goat Man. And there are a ton of spirit emitters all over the place. But this is kind of to him, the goats and the goat thing. I do have to put goats in here off and on because they die or disappear. I don't really know where they go. But I like having all the goats and the armor. Because do you think that's what his thing is? And then you come up here and it's his mural. With, you know, like a fall sort of farmy kind of thing. Goat Man! And he has emitters in here too. And a fog emitter if you can't tell. Yeah. There you go. Now, I should say this. Pables, the rat with the alien ghost Pables, was supposed to go through here and out that way. When I went to dig down, I ran into some mines. When I went to go this way, straight ahead, I ran into water that I couldn't fix. It was like literally the ocean. I'm like, okay, I can't fix that. So I thought, well, I'll go back up. And then apparently I overcompensated when I went back up. I think I was going to dig down more. Or I was like worried I would hit the rest of the build if I didn't go high enough. But either way, I ended up way back up here because I did not sort of plan how I was building this. I just planned each thing and then sort of was like, oh, well, I'll do this one and then I'll do this one, and kind of just went as I go, and yeah. So you're kind of all over the place, and you're like literally half a mountain. This is Candy Fang's second thing because I really liked the first one, and I thought, you know, I could do a second one off chains, and I thought this was really cool, and then we could add the little spiders. And sometimes I think she, you know, she isn't always around right now because she's really busy and has things to do, but she's a big part of the team and the group, and it's never quite the same when she's not around. So I didn't want her to feel left out at all, ever. Ghost emitters, that's what's causing these. They were super cool. I put them in with the grave, and then I used the leaves to make the graves look more like graves. And then again, you have the fireflies. So the fireflies are sort of a ongoing theme through it. And then this is a mausoleum. And if you didn't see, those are huge spiders. There's 2 of them in there. I'm hoping when people come in and they look and they're like, oh shit, you know, hopefully they don't die by Mr. Spider, but, you know, it would be funny to watch them, like, if I get to see anybody actually go through this, to open that door and then be like, oh shit, and then have to leave and shut the door. So that's kind of fun. I found out doing a mural this size. This is Ratinsky and Alien Pables up there riding him. Alien Ghost Pables. That there's an optical illusion when you're this close. So his head kind of looks a little small right here. If you get down that way, it actually makes his snout look longer, and if you go, and his tail butt look really small. Hence the wall. The wall's not there because I wanted to block it off. The wall's there because the distortion on this mural is insane. The optical illusion you get because you are so close. So if you ever do one this size, I recommend about 30 blocks that way, make the people walk. Don't let them be up this close to it because it looks really weird. So then I knew I wanted the platform so you could be even with Fable's thing. And you could see his alien eye. But I was hoping that might startle people. But then I didn't want to put an edge because then you can't see Ratinsky and stuff. So I'm hoping they don't fall off, but you know. He's got an eye that's some sort of like space and then shimmers because he's an alien ghost. And then Ratinsky is his sort of theme. And up here, you see how much bigger his head looks? So I ended up deciding to, it was originally brown and then it went to gray. But I decided to have the best view of him be up here versus down below. But I'm serious. If you, like, if I ever did one this size again, I would definitely knock this wall and go 30 to 50 blocks that way, so that you would be farther away, and it would look better. Then it would look, you would never see a distortion in the mural. I've never done one this size as a single piece with blocks, so you know. Didn't realize that, and I wasn't, and by the time I got this all dug out, I'm like, it's insane. So the mountain, I had to dig the entire mountain out, and I got about right in here somewhere, well, just below his eye, all the way across is built above the actual top of the mountain. So the top of the mountain wasn't originally there. The top of the mountain, I think, was down in here somewhere. And I built the whole thing up. I think I would start with this and then build the whole same thing around it, so I could make sure I was far enough away. But definitely if you build anything like this, make sure that you're far enough away you don't have that distortion problem. And then, because I was going to do something cooler with Vic's thing, and this is for Vic, Necros. Is also what he goes by. And I kind of liked how his eyes a little different. It's sort of like looking like this pops out a little more. It had a couple different versions of this eye. And then there's cemetery on both sides and some fog. But I was gonna have it so they could walk on him and maybe do something else with it. But due to this problem and the distortion, I couldn't do that. So I just made the wall, and I'm like, well, it looks better from above anyway because, you know, you can't really see the eye when we were down there. And this, the exit was like it originally was not inside. I decided to enclose it because I thought it looked cooler, and I like the leaves and stuff because this makes you start to think, oh yeah, we're leaving, we're exiting, and then oh look, it's bugs. And this is emitter, a bug one, and it's multiple emitters in here, up in here and over here, and then there's one on the stairs. And then there's a fog emitter down here again. And this guy, hopefully, you know, you get startled when you come around trying to run away from these ugly looking bugs. And then it's just basically climb back down. And this was all outside, and then I tried to have it so you looked like you're, trying to have to figure out where the steps were, because I couldn't really put steps if it was outside, or you would have seen it when you came. And then I had to put all this to block the door, but you would have seen it when you were first walking up. And this was originally built, and I didn't have, I built the steps and everything in the little path, but I didn't have it where it circled here yet, until I was all the way down. And Dub does not connect to that wall, by the way. Dub is, the only thing Dub connects to is where you walk across. Other than that, Dub is a freestanding arrow hanging in the sky. Then you just come back out here. And that's pretty much it. Now, show you some stuff. Somebody was building over there, so I had to put some stuff over there to try to block them. But originally I had you walking down here, but see, you're actually, when you walk down over here, you're inside this part of the mountain. I'm trying to think. I think you're in this side part of the mountain. I'm not really sure anymore, but I think you're in here somewhere. As you can see, there's stuff. See, it does not connect. And this is a hole, but I think it's just created by the monsters. They get up in there and, you know. So then I try to make a thing over here just so people wouldn't build over here. Because I did not realize I took this much of the mountain to do this. This is all of the mountain that I created. The Pables, Alien Pables, ghost thing with Ratinsky is inside. Now, it doesn't look the best, and you can pretty much kind of tell it's not original. You know, it doesn't have all these, you know, cool things. But I tried to sort of blend it, so if you see it from far away, you don't realize it, but it literally goes from here all the way over here, and that is all that I built above ground. So when you're in there, you're actually, when you're up high, you're like probably in this section on the other side. So, and then I put stuff over here. Just trying to make it blend more so you wouldn't realize when you walk up that Ratinsky's thing is right there. So you walk up in here and go down, go around and come back up there, and then walk all the way down over this way. If you can see my cursor there. That's my house, but it's just a tree house. It's not finished inside. Dub was nice enough to let me have creative mode to do this. I'll put the link of all my friends in. They all have channels. I'll put their links down in the thing, so you guys can check it out. Dub has kind of an exit night for his face, but there was no way without making it look like he had a nose right there in the center. to light him up.
Oh.
That was one thing I did find, that there wasn't necessarily enough light to light it up. So anyway, this is the Halloween build. I hope you guys like it. Hopefully people this month can check it out on their own before they see my video. I'm gonna warn my friends this video's up and that they need to not watch it until they've gone through the thing. Yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you guys like the Halloween build and gives you some ideas if you're into Minecraft what you can do. You can actually do quite a bit. Granted, there were some mods on this because the emitters, I think, are mods. But I tried to utilize just about everything I could think of to do. So,